Good morning. So I just dropped my daughter off at school. She has her STAAR test today. And today kind of started off rocky, not really rocky, but a little bit rocky. Or rather, I just had this sense of like pressure to get things done before heading out to work. And so that can send me into an emotion of anxiety kind of, or like, we gotta do this, you know, anyways. So I can feel, anytime my mode is like that, I know I'm more impatient. I can feel it. I can sense it. And I try really hard emotionally to not let other people see that. Because, you know, we all go through that. We all feel all of the emotions, okay? Just because you've harnessed them and you've mastered them for the most part, doesn't mean you don't feel them. What it means is you feel them and then you execute them and do what you need to do with them to bring you back to center. So today I asked her, I like to play the game of, here's what I think. Let me ask them to see what they're thinking, because usually it's not the same thing. And I'm very open with my kids, especially about emotions. So, because I cry all the time, right? So if you have emotions, your kids are automatically used to emotions and they don't think it's weird at all. Anyways, so back to I asked her, I said, so when I'm like this, when I'm in this kind of mood, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? Do you feel like it's you, or do you feel like it's just my morning? And she goes, I just feel like it's your morning, which is funny because in my head the whole time I'm going, I don't want them to think it's them, because it's not them. It's just what we're having to do. But as a child, I believe I would have thought it was me. Right? Or anytime somebody's frustrated that's close to me, I think maybe it's me. Anyways, I thought that was fascinating. And I was like, oh, good. Because that's what it is. It was just kind of like my morning, not really her. But I do know that I'm always conscious of my tones or my moods. And I try not to let it affect those around me by harnessing my impatience. But I know it still comes out, you know, because I'm a little more direct. I'm a little more, say what I mean. I don't know. I'm more like this. I feel very businessy. Anyways, so I thought that was interesting that she said that. And then, so she has her STAAR test today. And I'm like, all right, you have a great lunch. Because that's what we did. We spent 20 minutes at HEB getting her a lunch. And I said, all right, here you go. You have a great lunch. Did you eat breakfast? And she goes, no. And I said, you didn't eat breakfast? Girl, I'm not going to eat breakfast. And she goes, and I said, actually, I do understand eating breakfast because you have hunger pains and whatnot. But I also know that sometimes with a full stomach, too full, then your brain wants to shut down. So I told her, no, you'll be fine. Sometimes the brain works better on that, you know. And then she said, I got an 80 on my simulation. No, an 86 to be exact, you know, which is on that, I think, mastery on that standard level for her STAAR testing. And I was like, oh, this girl, she has confidence, which I'm happy for. Because that's what I try to tell her. You're smart. Always be kind. She's smart, she's pretty, and I told her, I'm like, but you always need to be kind. You always have to be nice to everybody. No matter who they are, you need to be nice. All right, that's it.